What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, my chair. It's your boy, Grabs. I banged my arm on my chair, so yeah. But anyways, hi. My name's Adrian, and I like wrestling. Man, 2025 has been an interesting year so far, okay? We got a John Cena heel turn. We got Cena getting his world-breaking title win. We got a new Pope. Spoiler alert, last one just passed. R.I.P. my boy, Pope Francis. Great, man. But more importantly, more importantly, after talking about the Pope passing, it's kind of crazy. But wrestling, though. The future is super bright, man, and it's interesting because it's not even just the youth, which we're gonna get into, but I feel like, whoa, time out, pause. Wrestling as a whole is in a super weird, interesting kind of spot right now, right? You got WWE, which honestly, some people argue is in the best spot it's ever been, all right? And some people will say it's the worst. I'm kind of in the middle, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let you know why. But also, I feel like wrestling all around right now is just, I don't know, like it's in a pretty cool spot. And I know I made a video like this like 11 months ago, like my third or second video, but I could give an update on it, you know what I'm saying, what happened since then and what's to come, because shit changes, you know what I'm saying. And damn, I made that video that long ago. Swerve wasn't even champ yet. Cena ain't come back yet. Daniel Garcia wasn't fucking champ yet. Like, come on, bro. But look, we're not here to discuss the past, right? Let's get into what we are here to talk about. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the future. Okay, so why is this chapter called Young Justice, you may ask, right? Because that shit, one, was fucking hard, classic show, but because we're building a super team, and your boy is Samuel L. Jackson. Now, I know that is DC, and that is Marvel. I don't give a shit, alright? Now, I'm not about to draft a 5-pillar team like we did in the last video. Nah, this team of young stars alone proves my whole point for the video. Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Tiffany Strand, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Trick Willie, the entire NXT Women's Division, Javon Evans, Oba Femi, Daniel Garcia, Lee Moriarty, MJF, Swerve. Post-editing program is gonna hate that. I know, that's a lot of people on the screen. But this super team is phenomenal, okay? I'm talking about Mania main events, All-In main events. Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker are the two powerhouses of the future for WWE, in my opinion, right? On the male side of things. Braun Breaker, being a Paul Heyman guy with Seth, is one of the most promising things I've seen in a long time. Because, you know, the Brock and Paul Heyman connection was cool. Roman and Paul was dope. But Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman, bro, like, Braun Breaker, no joke, is the future main eventer of this company. He's in that upper echelon of young talent, easily. Mic skills works for him. Match quality, fun as shit, and he works great with most people and styles on the roster. And he got a top 2 spear of all time. I don't want to hear it, alright? That's a star in the making. But Carmelo Hayes, to me, has potential to be a consistent world champion on TV. And he's only 30, which is crazy. Like, Braun, Melo, Cena, Randy Orton, except they're way better in the ring together. And I know people complain about Melo's spot on SmackDown. You know, he's with the Miz, mid-card, whatever, but like, sure, whatever. Keep building him up and have him get better. Ooh, he's getting paired up with the Miz on TV. The Miz is a legend, bro. And it's, yo, my fucking water. The Miz is a legend. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's still good that he's on TV. If he wasn't on TV, then I'd be like, yo, let's do something. At least he's still on TV weekly, right? And also, I think if you want to really talk about it, Melo is already showcased with the future. Like, he's having his matches weekly. Andrade, Aleister Black, like, he's showcasing his talent. But whatever. I think if you want to talk about NXT alone, though, this is the best roster NXT has had since probably the black and gold days. That shit is so stacked. And them signing guys like Ethan Page and your boy Ricky Saints, come on. Y'all saw in the Diamonds video how much of a Ricky Saints fan that I am. Big mark for Ricky Saints over here. Big mark. But it's crazy, like the amount of star power that is in this roster, and screw star power. Like if you just want to talk about in-ring talent, you want to talk about graps and wrestling, Javon Evans, monster. Charlie Dempsey, monster. Obafemi, literal fucking monster. That triple threat at Stand and Deliver with Trick, Oba, and Javon is a literal example of how promising the future is, dog. Trick is only getting better, Oba is a demon, and Javon is only 20. I'm older than Javon Evans. That shit is nuts, bro. The Jason Tatum meme of he's only 19. That shit applies to Javon Evans, gang. That's crazy. That match is in my top 3 for match of the year. And honestly, it'll probably stay there. But the women's division, dog, that shit is a roster of straight lottery picks, from Stephanie Vakir to Julia, Roxanne Perez, So Ruka. I don't know if it's Zaria or Zaria. I'm not sure. Don't break my neck, please. Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, Lolo Vice. I am such a big Stephanie Vakir fan. And no, it's not for the Booker T move. But in ring, she's dope. Julia, dope. So Ruka's finisher? Fucking nuts, dude. Like, damn near the entire women's division are lottery picks. And I don't think there's ever been a time where the NXT roster was so fucking stacked from top to bottom, outside of maybe 2018-ish time of NXT. But it's not just the Fed, all right? Look, if you are a fan of this channel, then you know, all right? If you a true pro-Grappian, you already know how I feel about the AEW side of young talent, all right? My boys, the GOATs, Daniel Garcia and Lee Moriarty, the two spearheads for the future of AEW. I don't give a shit, okay? MJF and Swerve are already established guys, so they're a part of the future, but they're already in their prime, you know what I'm saying? Now, someone that has yet to hit that stride, but, you know, once, you know, he's done with the mountain, whatever, but my boy Darby Allin, bro, he is like, to me, he's the future main character in AEW, right? I know Hangman's the main character right now, and, you know, the whole story with him and Moxley, but in my opinion, Darby Allin should be the one to dethrone Jon Moxley, but I don't know if he'll still have the title by the time he faces Hangman. That story is looking like the end game right now of AEW, which that's a sentence. But I don't know. I don't really understand the argument some people make of wrestling not being in a good space right now, when, to be honest, it's never been in a better spot if you just look at it, really. I don't know. Alright, so I just wanted to have a space where I kind of just yapped about the state of wrestling from all angles, right? Now, this is a safe space, you know? If you disagree with what I'm saying, that's cool. You ain't gotta write me a whole letter saying how I'm a bitch. That's not nice. But I think the future of wrestling and the state of it right now, it's a pretty interesting space, you know, in a good way and some bad. Now, I only watch AEW and WWE, okay? Yeah, sue me, whatever. I don't got time to watch everything. But I do keep up with TNA, you know what I'm saying, and New Japan when major shit happens. That's about it, though. Don't beat me, you know? I do really like Mike Santana, though. He's dope. Shouts out. I saw him at House of Glory show back in, like, last year. I think it was last year, when Mustafa Ali faced Alex Shelley, I think. Mustafa Ali, sorry. But yeah, I feel like the main event scenes in most promotions are in a good spot right now, right? I think the John Cena heel turn, to me, it's still interesting. It's one of the most interesting things, and I say this just because of the possibilities, right? And I know, you know, it's not the greatest with R-Truth and the tag match with Logan Paul, but, like, I don't know. Also, the Mania 41 ending was super freaking deflating, bro. The Rock saying that he's not needed in the story when this dude was the sole reason we got the setup of Cena turning heel in the first place. Like, I don't know, that shit does boggle my mind. Like, why? And then why have just Travis Scott come out? That was the most deflating shit ever. I don't understand it. But I thought the Randy Cena story was cool, even though it was kind of rushed and it just, like, didn't hit much. I won't lie. Do I think the match was good? It was fun, you know what I'm saying? They had table spots. It's about as good as a John Cena Randy Orton match could be. I thought it was better than what I thought it would have been, you know? The promos were cool, but I think the possibilities is what gets me, right? A face CM Punk and heel John Cena. Now, y'all know me, okay? I am a sucker for John Cena and CM Punk. Those are my top two, my two goats, my two lovers. Money in the Bank 2011, Punk Cena, my favorite match of all time. So even if that match is ass when it happens, I don't give a shit. All right, I'm there front row because this match ain't for y'all new watchers. Okay, that shit is for 12-year-old me. Heel John Cena and face AJ, cool. But I want to see Cena get some reps with the newer guys. Know what I'm saying? It's kind of an awkward dynamic now that Cena's a heel. I can't lie, cause like John Cena and Gunther don't really work when they're both heels. Cena versus Braun, both heels. Cena versus Mello, both heels. Cena versus Drew, they're both heels. So like, I don't know. Now that I record this and say it out loud, it's not as cool because like I don't know if he will be able to face all these people since they're both heels. But I don't really know. Jey Uso's cool. You know what I'm saying? Logan Paul being the first opponent, that was kind of whack. Gunther versus Pat McAfee, yeah, that shit made no sense. I can't lie. Did I watch Backlash? Yeah. That shit still didn't make sense though. But anyways, let's hop on over. You know what I'm saying? We switching sides of the pawn. AEW. The thing I find ironic is low-key with the roster they have right now. Like, I do truly believe that this Death Rider story could turn into gold, honestly. Right now, it's dog shit, but I think the idea of having this heel faction with this world eater of a champion, and they now align themselves with the greedy, evil corporate team that runs the company, I think that does set up a great and cool story. I can't lie. Like, the idea of the AEW baby faces, and maybe even some heels, you know, getting tired of how the Death Riders and Young Bucks are running the company, they all rally together to fight back. That is a compelling story. Especially if we get Darby Allin, the biggest underdog in the company, to get his true moment in beating Jon Moxley to win his first world title. I think that's perfect writing. You could debate, hey, Hangman winning it in Texas, that's also perfect writing. It is, I can't lie, but I think Hangman is the perfect person if he didn't already kind of get his moment, you know what I'm saying, with Kenny Omega. I feel like this serves Hangman is a lot right now to Darby Allin, you feel me? Hangman gets the match at All In, but he loses. And it's like the Cody loss at Mania 39. And they're like, damn, he really lost. And then Darby comes, and he's the one. Like, I think that shit will still work. I think that would be great. But overall, I think that is a compelling, good story. Now, will they fully run through with it? Probably not. But I don't know. I like the idea of Hangman turning good again and then defeating Moxley. That's cool. And then especially him rallying with his past enemies like Swerve. Like, I think that's cool. Swerve, bro. Swerve Strickland. Swerve has made me such a big fan in the last 2 years, dog. Once Swerve put on that muscle, my guy became a star, dog. That title run, buckets. Post title run and the feud with Hangman and just everything, buckets on buckets, bro. His mic skills are amazing. His in-ring skills are phenomenal. Match of the year contenders from Swerve and Danielson to Swerve and Ospreay to Swerve and Hangman. Oh my. And then the gears, oh my god. Look, y'all know I'm a sucker when it comes to wrestling gears, alright? And Swerve is top 3 in that category, dog. The Static Shock gear, tough. The Chromacopia gear, tough. The Predator gear, I actually wasn't the biggest fan of that. But the mask was cool, you know what I'm saying? But my point is, Swerve has so much potential to be even bigger and keep doing great things, which is what we all want to see, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I feel like wrestling is in a good spot of interesting storylines, great wrestling, and just a lot of promising young talent for the future, you know what I'm saying? But what do I know, right? I literally just animate a stick figure. I don't know, but thank you everybody for coming to my Grab Talk. I have been your boy, Pro Graps Tada. And if you like the video and agree with what I said, I'm gonna need you to hit that thumbs up, you know what I'm saying? Like that video. And if you disagree with anything I said, drop a comment below and let me know why. I'm reading and responding to all of them. You got beef? Let's hash it out, you know what I'm saying? Now guys, we are so close to 3K. Like, I know you like to think, yo, shit don't stink. Bro, we're so close to 3K. I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe, alright? Tell a friend to tell a friend that hasn't watched wrestling in 15 years to sub up to your boy, alright? Join the Grappy Cord, the Pro Grabs Discord. Link is in the bio. It's a vibe. Pull up. Last but not least, y'all, follow your boy on Twitch. We be streaming games, watching bullshit. It's a vibe. Pop out. Yeah, I think that's all my things. All right. I don't got much of an outro, so I'm gonna leave y'all with a Pro Graps out.